Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Just Fed, where I am playing Final Fantasy XIV. Last episode we finished off one of the little like pathways in the story that we could go to in the Western Curtis, like the Curtis Western Highlands. Yes. And in this episode we're gonna just go and continue. Also, I am not awake for that long, so pray keep that in mind. Ah, Mr. Sodair, my lord, the Count much desires to speak with you regarding your time with Lord Arthurel and Lord Emmeline. If you would remain here for a moment.
The hero returns. I cannot thank you enough for saving young Emanalane's life. Aye, he told me everything. I've also received letters from both House Zamail and Durandare praising your conduct, and that of House Forton. You've won us much honor, my friend.
My lord.
What is it? Speak.
Pray forgive the intrusion, my lord, but I bring grave tidings. Master Alphino and Mistress Tataru have been detained on suspicion of fomenting heresy.
What? Explain.
They were observed entering a tavern in the lower levels on some half-dozen occasions. There, it is claimed, they made a number of inquiries. Inquiries which brought them into contact with certain elements. 'Twas this which prompted a Knight of the Heavensward to demand that they be questioned. Sir Grinno, my lord.
Sir Grinno is a brute. Exceedingly accomplished brute, but a brute nonetheless. Alas, he is also a son of House Zamail. How quickly we forget the petty nature of men. I'd wager your friends are no more than pawns in another of my countrymen's games. Such is the way of things between the high houses.
Alright, future me is gonna absolutely despise me for this. But this is an amazing beginning to this recording. Just wonderful. Anyway, I finally found the specific setting to turn off chat notifications from Discord, which I will probably never enable again, or maybe yeah, I'll just, in any case, I know where it is now, and I know for guarantee that this is the way that I can hide them now, which is good, because my god, am I tired of that so much. Anyway, I turned those off. Then I decided, like, you know, let me just go and like skip the cutscene, and I'll just, you know, I thought that I could abandon the quest, maybe? But apparently you can't abandon main quest stuff. So, after I'm done with this specific quest, then I'm going to be able to go back over to my dorm, or like my whatever the hell place, my room in the game, and then I can watch the cutscene again, and I will then record it and edit it in, which is going to be very fun for future me. Anyway, well, it's not that difficult, but still kind of a pain in the butt. And I have no idea what's happening now. Though we have won the hearts and minds of many of my countrymen, there are those who will never be swayed. Men who will dismiss your efforts and resent your successes, even as we celebrate them. 'Tis like that one such member of House Zamail is manipulating Sir Grinno, for he is not a man to dabble in politics of his own volition. He may genuinely believe your friends to be guilty, though I am quite certain his masters know better. Yet the truth Yet the truth will avail us not if we cannot prove their innocence. You would do well to speak with Sir Emeric at the congregation of our Knights Most Heavenly. He will know more of these charges. I also forgot to block the chat then. This is what happens when well, it's bullshit. Oh well, can't always be very on top of things. It has been too long, Lynn. would that this visit came under happier circumstances. You are come to plead for Master Alphino and Mr. Stataro, I take it? Word of their detainment reached us while I was delivering my report on the Vanu Primal. Truly, I know not which is more ludicrous, these charges or that flying feathered whale. That Sir Grino's accusations are baseless, I have no doubt. Refuting them will be difficult, however, as he is a knight of the Heavensward. I speak of the personal guard of the Archbishop, the 12 finest knights in all of Ishgard, sworn to serve his eminence alone. Suffice it to say, their testimony is unimpeachable, and I have not the authority to challenge their actions. It's what the Scions have done, routing the heretics and defeating Shiva, helping us defend the steps of faith and drive back the Ravanian horde. After proving themselves true allies on countless occasions, is there naught we can do? I fear there is but one path left to us. We must demand a trial by combat. But of course. In a trial by combat sanctioned by the Inquisition, the victor's claim is judged true regardless of the petitioner's standing. Under Ishgardian law, a trial by combat pits the accuser against the accused. In this instance, Master Alphino and Mr. Tataru would be expected to face Sir Grino and a second of his choosing, another knight of the Heavensward, most like. 2 of them? Quite a fury, that can hardly be considered fair. Master Alphino's magical talents will not have gone unnoticed, meaning that he will have no choice but to participate. Mr. Tataru, on the other hand, is quite obviously bereft of martial skill, and should be afforded the right to name a champion to fight in her stead. Lest you doubt, I am ready and willing to serve in this capacity, as I am sure is Lord Horsefang, but all here present know that you are the most accomplished warrior among us, and mayhap in a realm at large. Then it is settled. I will visit Master Alphino at once and inform him of our intentions. Meet me at the tribunal when you have made ready. Until then, my friend. Bum 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 bum. Listen carefully, Lyn. When the trial begins, the petitioner will be asked to restate his charges and the accused invited to respond. Then, in accordance with the law, they will be asked to restate their request for a trial by combat. Once the High Educator acknowledges Mr. Tataru's right to name a champion, that is when you make your entrance. Ooh, I cannot wait to see the look on Sir Grino's face when he sees his true opponent. It will be priceless. More seriously, should you begin to lose heart, look to me in the stands, and I shall cheer so loud you will wonder how you could ever have contrived to doubt yourself. Now, are you ready?
We are gathered here today under the watchful gaze of the Fury to ascertain the guilt of 2 souls in a trial by combat. Petitioners, step forward. Sir Grino, for the benefit of all here present, I would ask you to repeat the charges which you have leveled against this man and this woman.
I, Sir Grino de Zemile, brother of the Heavensward, did bear witness to these 2 foreigners consorting with heretics.
Let the accused step forward. Alphino Leveilleur, Tataru Taru, you have heard the charges leveled against you. Will you take up arms to refute Sir Grino's claim, and thereby prove your innocence in the eyes of gods and men?
This is the dumbest freaking
I, Alphino
thing.
Leveilleur, am innocent of this charge, and claim my right to trial by combat.
I, Tataru Taru, am innocent of this charge. But I am no warrior and cannot fight. So, I claim the right to name a champion.
To the old and the infirm, the young and the weak, this right we allow. Very well. Who will stand for this woman?
Just as I was beginning to doubt the efficacy of the Ishgardian justice system. Come, my friend. Let us put an end to this mummer's farce.
Render unto us your judgment. Raise up the righteous, and cast down the wicked.
Time to shoot these fools. Let's... So gonna go and play with the boy. But a waste of... Come on then, you wanted this, remember?
I have my pride.
Oh. Inferno is indeed in trouble. Not anymore, though. There we go. Down with you! This dude is dead. Annihilated. I mean, we won! The Fury has spoken. Alpha Nodavir Tatarutaru, you are hereby acquitted of all charges. Blessed are we who receive of her wisdom and see justice wrought by her divine hand. Petitioners, accused, go forth in peace. Delivered from an untimely demise yet again. My thanks, as always. By the Fury, what a splendid victory! To see how you strove in the face of adversity, two brave young souls bound together by the puissant bonds of camaraderie, why it stirred me to the very depths of my soul. Having been treated to such a rising spectacle, it seems only right that I present you with a humble token of mine admiration. Pray receive of me this chocobo whistle. With it, you may summon a black chocobo, fully trained and ready to fly. Magnificent, is she not? Strong yet sleek, elegant yet eager. What say you, Lyn? Will you take her for your steed? The Lord Horsefly, chocobos are prohibited in the Supreme Sanctum Tribunal of Hellenic Inquisitory Doctrine. Your steed must remain outside. The shrugs. Quest complete. Ether currents are now accessible. And the collection expands. Ether compass acquired. You have obtained a black chocobo, and riding this mount you will have the ability to fly, provided certain conditions have been met. You don't have to be only, like, you don't have to only use the black chocobo, by the way. To fly in a given region, you must first find and attune to all the local ether currents. In order to attune to some ether currents, you will need to complete certain quests, however most can be discovered via exploration. To aid you in this endeavor, you have also obtained an ether compass, which will provide you with both the bearing and the distance to the nearest ether current upon use. The ether compass can be found under collection in the duty section of the main menu. To review your progress, select travel from the main menu, followed by ether currents. Right. So, let me go and grab this. Get myself the black chocobo. Right. Collection, ether compass. I'm just gonna put this somewhere where I will be using it a lot. Like, I will be using it a lot in general, so... We're gonna put that over there for a moment, and then we're gonna change something else. I don't need 4. I don't even need 3, honestly. But this is better. Okay, let's go to travel, ether currents. So we don't have information at the moment, but once we get one in an area, then we should get information of like how many there are. In, I think, the original version of the game, or an older version, let me say it like that, there used to be 8 ether currents that you could get around the map, just attuning to them randomly, like at random places in the map. Well, random. And just places in the map. And there would also be 8 quests, I think. Or like 8 that you would get via quests. Well, now it is reduced to 4, except if you're an Endwalker. In Endwalker, it's back to being a lot of them. Anyway, before we continue, I'm first going to go and do a little recording for future me. So, and I have returned after doing my little business that I needed to do. Black chocobos are all well and good, but the true reward for your efforts is the exoneration of your comrades. They should be released upon the completion of certain minor formalities, which I mean to see to personally. In the meantime, pray return to Fort Tom's Manor. The Count has done so already, and will doubtless be eager to continue today's event. Or be eager to discuss today's event. Sorry. Bum. Bum bum bum. Malone smiles on us yet again, Mistress Adair, guiding you to victory and setting your comrades free. I confess I did fear for your safety, which is not to say I doubted your prowess, you understand. I merely knew the strength of your opponents. You do have a habit of exceeding my expectations. Besting 2 of the Heavensward while the city's elite looked on? By the fury, anyone who hasn't been paying attention to you will surely do so from now on. My lord. We have just received a message from the vault. His Eminence the Archbishop requests the presence of Mistress Adair. An invitation from the Archbishop? What an honor. A personal summons is indeed a great honor, and given recent events, you would be wise not to delay. Go, Mistress Adair. We shall speak anon. A priest will be waiting for you outside the vault. Identify yourself to him, and he will escort you inside. Me automatically pressing the mount button. Can I get closer to this? No. No, not really. Then we shall run. We shalleth runneth. Bum bum bum. 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 We are honored to receive you, Mr. Adair. This way, please.
Your Eminence, it is my honor to present to you the Warrior of Light.
I have heard the tales of your many grand endeavors. The Lord Commander has also been most effusive in his praise. I am Thordan VII, Archbishop of the Ishgardian Orthodox Church, and I bade you come here that I might offer my personal apologies. You will forgive me for not calling upon you as courtesy would dictate, but as you can see, my more sprightly days are long behind me. But I digress. Your companions were wrongly accused of heresy and subjected to gross indignities. This, I am sorry to say, was the result of negligence on the part of our nation's protectors. Negligence born of an excess of zeal. Is that not so, Sir Zephyrin?
Yes, Your Eminence. Regrettably, it would appear that we of the Heavensward were in receipt of erroneous information. Sir Grinno has ever been headstrong. He pressed charges before the truth had been ascertained, for which I most sincerely apologize.
An unfortunate misunderstanding born of an earnest desire to serve Ishgard, but one which should never have occurred. For who could doubt the character of those who bested Shiva and drove the Horde from the steps of faith? Not I. That much is certain. That will be all, Sir Zephyrin. I would speak with our guest in private.
Your Eminence? As you wish, Your Eminence. That will be all for today.
Privacy is a luxury rarely afforded one in my position. Now tell me, young lady, what do you know of the Ascians? Much and more, I shouldn't wonder, being the bringer of light. You should know that I myself have met with them, have entertained them as guests, even. Those harbingers of chaos and strife offered us power that we might continue our war against the dragons. I have no intention of aiding their cause, of course, nor less of being their puppet. Yet, were I to refuse them outright, I should learn naught of their true objectives and remain powerless to stop them. Thus have I hearkened to their words with interest and paid lip service to their beliefs, biding my time and preparing for the inevitable conflict. And why do I tell you this? Because there is naught in this world they fear more than the power of the Warrior of Light. If we are to rid ourselves of these vile interlopers, we must needs work together. With our combined strength, I have faith that we can wrest Eorzea from their grasp and pave the way for a lasting peace. Think on it.
Think on it. Bum, bum, bum. Bum. This place is awesome though. Edgeguard really is. It's kind of weird too, but like the entire expansion of Heavensward just does have a special place in my heart though. But I think every expansion, honestly. Every one of these expansions is like special to a certain degree.
There you are. I confess, I was more than a little concerned when I learned that you had been summoned to the vault. What did they want with you? Well, well. A formal apology and an admonishment of those responsible. I see my fears were wholly misplaced. By the gods! The Archbishop freely admits to consorting with Ascians. So, their ambitions extend to Ishgard as well. We will have new primals to contend with ere long, of that you may be certain. 'Tis but a matter of time. Yet shorn of the support of our missing allies, what can we realistically hope to achieve?
In the midst of all the excitement, I completely forgot to tell you. When I was asking around about the Scions, I heard the most awful rumor. General Rauburn is to be executed for crimes against the Sultanate!
If the Flame General dies, we will lose a staunch ally, and the one man capable of holding the Sultana's assassins to account. Lord Orchiphon was wise to counsel restraint, but this business will brook no delay. We cannot permit this execution to take place. We must save Rauburn.
Also, I was wondering, but yeah, that cutscene with the Archbishop actually took my took my crown off. Which is kind of interesting. Do I get a title for this? Yes, Unbeliever. Unbelievable. And now it's level 51. Okay. Though the situation calls for urgency, it would avail us little to charge headlong into Ul'dah without a plan. Before we can formulate a plan, however, we must first learn how things stand in the Sultanate, which is why I propose that we visit Limsa Lominsa. You heard me right. While you were about your altruistic endeavors, I acted as an intermediary in trade negotiations between House Fortoms and the Lominsan Consortium. During said negotiations, an opportunity to send word to the Admiral presented itself, and I duly seized it. I'm happy to report that we yet have a stout ally in Limsa. The Admiral has pledged her full cooperation in any effort to rescue Rauburn. Accordingly, I have agreed to meet with her, that we might discuss how best to proceed. Naturally, I told her to expect us both. Your presence never fails to embolden our allies, after all. When you arrive in Limsa Lominsa, make yourself known to Sergeant Zanthale at Bulwark Hall on the lower decks. He will admit you to the bridge. Back to my hometown. Sweet home, Alabama. Well, that's a different thing now. That's maybe not the correct thing to say. Ever. In any situation. In general. The Admiral has been the Admiral has been expecting you. Say the word and I will take you to her.
Friends, 'tis good to see you safe and well. I will admit I had not counted on you seeking, let alone finding refuge within the Holy See, but full glad was I to learn that you had.
Thankfully, we had allies there who took us under their wing. And theirs was not the only aid we receive, I suspect. When we fled Ul'dah, we fully expected to become wanted men, known to all and hounded at every turn. Yet that did not come to pass. On the contrary, 'twould seem the charges against us have not been made public. Might we have you to thank for that, Admiral?
Sharp as ever, Master Alphino. On Marshal Terrapin's urging, the Elder Seed Seer and I demanded that the Syndicate suppress news of the Scion's alleged crimes until such time as irrefutable evidence could be found. Our argument was simple. Lacking proof, to accuse the saviors of the realm of so unlikely a crime would have the people up in arms. In their wisdom, the Syndicate agreed, as you yourself have seen. There is something you should know. Some few days prior to the banquet, the Elder Seedseer and I were summoned for a private audience with the Sultana. There, she revealed her intent to announce her abdication, that she might pave the way for the establishment of an Uldan Republic.
What? But such an announcement would have plunged the entire nation into chaos.
She was well aware of that. 'Twas for fear of what might ensue that she summoned us. Her Grace wanted the Elder Seedseer and I to lend Rauban a helping hand, you see? To aid him in preserving the peace during the transition.
So, having somehow caught wind of her plan, Lolorito and Teleji plotted the Sultana's assassination in the hope of maintaining the constitutional status quo. But they must have known that her death would sow as much chaos as her abdication. Chaos from which Teleji alone might feasibly stand to profit. Surely Lolorito would never knowingly... Ah, could it be? I dare not hope.
The Uldan authorities have yet to announce the Sultana's passing. To allay any suspicion that may arise from Her Grace's absence, they have issued a statement to the effect that she is presently convalescing from illness.
Mayhap they're waiting for a fitting moment to break the news. Or mayhap they know of some other reason to delay.
Something else has been bothering me, Admiral. I was dismayed to learn that General Rauban is to be executed. Yet upon hearing the news, I could not help but wonder why he had been kept alive for so long. Pray mistake not my meaning. I am, of course, overjoyed that our friend still draws breath, and that he might yet be saved. But if his enemies truly wished to eliminate him, they could have done so immediately. I see no reason for this delay.
Aye, you've struck upon an important point, Master Alphino. Following his capture, Rauban had been held in the Marasaja pit within Uldar. In recent days, however, he has reportedly been moved to an unknown location. Queerly, 'twas not the Brass Blades who spirited him away either, but a band of soldiers decked in blue.
The Crystal Braves.
Aye. If I read the winds aright, the arrangement between Lord Lolorito and the Braves has come under strain. At any rate, if we're to rescue Rauban, we'll have to find him first. And you'll be glad to hear that I have already entrusted the task to those best able to see it done. Our friends of Doma.
Rauban's survival is vital to the Eorzean Alliance. We can ill afford to lose him. But I cannot send troops into Ul'dah. To expel the end of the Alliance and war, I guess not. If there is to be a rescue, it falls to you and yours to attempt it. I would not have it any other way, Admiral. It is I who founded the Crystal Braves, and I who must take responsibility for their actions. Spoken like a true leader, Master Alphino. By way of a first step, you should seek out our Doman contact. You will find her among the frontier hands at Revenant's Hall, working in a kitchen. Ba-da-ba! The kitchen is up here. Mrs. Lin, I knew in my heart that you were safe, but to see you again in the flesh, words cannot well express my relief. Even as a victory feast was taking place, the Crystal Braves turned upon us and took the Rising Stones by force. Amid the chaos, some few of my companions and I were able to slip away unnoticed. Since then we have remained in Revenant's Toll, keeping watch over the mutineers, while awaiting your return. You have done well by us, and we Domans do not soon forget our debts. We swear to do all within our power to aid you. Shortly before you arrived, I received word from Limsel Minza that you were searching for General Raban. As the Admiral will have informed you, he was recently moved from his cell in the Marasaya pit. At the same juncture, Yuyuhase and the 3rd unit were observed leaving the Rising Stones. This can be no simple coincidence. Their purpose, we believe, is to escort the Flame General to the scene of his execution. Suffice it to say, we have people shadowing the 3rd. If you would join the hunt, pray seek out Dowere at Highbridge, where I too am bound. Sheep. I've been expecting. Wow, look at his eyes. I have been expecting you. Time is of the essence, so I shall be direct. Yuyuhase and his men are bound for Halatali. We believe that this is where they intend to carry out the execution. Ozan is presently keeping watch over the entrance. Let us make haste and join him. Good old Halatali. The absolute classic of a dungeon. You come at a good time, my friends. But moments ago, the trader Ilbert arrived and entered Halatali. From this we may be certain that General Raban is being held within. There's no time to lose. General Aldin may be executed any moment. You must enter Halatali and free him from his captors. Please see to your preparations and tell me when you are ready to proceed. One of our own will accompany you inside. I'm pretty sure this is not going to be voiced. Or maybe it is.
Pray, forgive me my lateness.
There you go.
Lady Ugiri!
Master Alphino, I am pleased to see that the light of resolve shines in your eyes once more.
Ah, yes. How pathetic I must have seemed to you when we last met. I am ashamed to record it. For a time, I was well and truly lost. But with the aid of my comrades, I have since refound my purpose, and I shall take care not to misplace it again.
Since your escape from Ulda, my fellow shinobi and I have shadowed the Crystal Braves every step, in hopes of learning the Scion's whereabouts. Regrettably, our investigation has yet to yield any useful information. Pray, forgive us.
You need not apologize, my lady. We are grateful for all that you have done on our behalf. Besides, Raban is no less a friend, and we cannot well abandon him to his fate.
Hozan, the 3 of us shall attend to the Flame General's rescue. Pray, draw away the guards by the entrance. Take Dowere and Higiri with you. With me!
Rescue Raban. Not a soul from the Colosseum to be seen. This bodes ill. Take a leap, then. I shall follow closely upon. Or I shall follow close upon you. Whatever. Words. Words are difficult. I love to have the liberty of shooting these people. That's always a nice feeling. Kicking the Crystal Braves in the nuts. There we go. More!
Leave this to me.
I noticed the gate opening and I don't see anybody else around here, so let's go and just jump down. The general, but where is his captor? I mislike the look of this. You came. They came. He's bound by some magic device, yet I dare not force it open. It may well be booby-trapped. I've heard of such devices. The Crystal Braves will possess the key. Let us put up and look for it. That will not be necessary. Pray do not take it personally, my friends. You are the victims of harsh economic conditions. Happily, you will not suffer for long. This poison will convey you swiftly unto the bosom of Thal, where I hope to join you after the passing of many prosperous years. Right. Farewell, friends, and do try to relax. I can find that the mist stifles my healing. Shoot the gate. Wait, there's some beasts here. Acerbic jam. The Braves have the key. Bum, 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 bum. Where is it? I can hear something. There it is. Oh, this way. That's a little bit annoying. I wanted to aim it at this thing. Actually, wait, no, it is shooting at it. Okay. Good. I can focus on this thing. For a little bit. There we go. see. The mist is cleared. Next, find a key and free Rawan. How did they survive the poison? There's a conjure over there. Gotta finish them off first. I don't want no healing. Nice. There we go. And now we must needs run all the way back. My thanks. Sorry, General. You are yet weak from your ordeal. Nevertheless, we must quit this place. I should have known. What are clever contrivances to the Warrior of Light? Well done, hero. Ilbert. Me to struggle on then? Very well. I would stand in my, if you would stand in my way, I will cut you down like all the rest. Come, Scions, let's get this over with. Indeed we shall. Can finally kick your butt. Dun, 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 dun. I'm thinking about I should probably like maybe do AoE. I was about to say, I don't recognize that move.
This changes nothing.
It is over, Ilbert. Lay down your arms and surrender yourself to justice.
Justice? Justice for what exactly? 'Twas not I who assassinated the Sultana, boy.
Ere we debate who is responsible for the assassination, I would ask whether an assassination took place at all.
Oh, clever little shite. If you think you fight for justice, lass, you best wake up. The truth is, you fight for whoever bloody well tells you to. Can you not see you're being used? By the Scions, the City-States, even the Crystal Braves. They none of them care a whit what you want. Only what you can do for them. And how do I know this? Because I'm the same. A pawn to be used as my masters see fit. All I ever wanted was to liberate my homeland. And I ate dirt to make it happen. But what have I achieved after all these years in servitude? Nothing. Not a bloody thing. If we ourselves are not free, free to think and to act, how are we ever to reclaim our homeland? Know this. There is nothing I would not give to take back Alamigo. Nothing!
You'll not get away!
No, Master Alphino. Now is not the time.
I'm but a cripple and a fool. And still you came for me. I'm in your debt.
We are all of us fools of fate, General. But even fools have a part to play.
Rest assured, I was not planning to die till I'd avenged the Sultana. Still, your words are welcome, lass. Know this, Ilberd. There is nothing I would not give to see you pay for what you've done. My wealth, my arm, my life. Nothing.
General, are you aware that Lord Lolorito has yet to announce the Sultana's death to the public?
What? No. No, I was not aware of that, nor of anything else outside my cell. 'Tis passing strange, though. I assumed the bastard would make it known at the first opportunity, and set about tearing down the Sultanate.
As did we all. And it is indeed strange that he did not. Strange, or perhaps revealing. Now, I have no conclusive proof, nor do I wish to give you false hope, but I have reason to believe that Her Grace may yet live.
What? But how can that be?
Forgive me, friends, but it is not safe here. Let us continue this conversation without.
The general is safe. What news with that? My lady, the guards have been subdued, as per your command. We have since kept watch over the entrance. There has been no further activity. And Ilbert and his minions have fled via some other egress. Scour the perimeter for signs of their passing. At once, my lady. General Aldine, I presume, and the Scions of the Seventh Dawn? Who are you? Identify yourself. Pray do not be alarmed. My mistress is a friend, and I come bearing a message of goodwill. For your own safety, she bade me direct your steps to the Waking Sands. Know that Master Arianje awaits you there, along with others sympathetic to your cause. This is no ruse, I assure you. General Aldin, if you will come with me, I have prepared a carriage, that you may travel in comfort, safe from prying eyes. I've spoken with Urianger via Link Pearl. He confirms the man's story. Raban is in safe hands, so let's make our way to Vesper Bay. Pray return to the waking sands. Some things never change, huh? Urianger. Hope you're not Urianger, right? Anyway. I've been waiting to like look for a moment to use that joke. Urianger is Yuri angry. Got him, haha. Anyway.
My dearest friends, praise be unto the 12 for delivering you from the clutches of treachery.
Father!
Pippin, my son, and Master Papashan besides.
Forgive me, Father. I should have been at Her Grace's side.
Save your tears. The Sultana yet lives.
You?
It was I who arranged this gathering. And judging by your perplexed expressions, it would seem introductions are in order. I am Dulala, head of the Order of Noldthal, and member of the Syndicate.
What you said about the Sultana, is it true? Is she alive?
Young lady, I understand you were with the Sultana when she drank from the poisoned goblet and collapsed. Would I be correct in assuming that you did not personally verify Her Grace's vital signs?
Why ask when 'tis plain you know the answer?
Calm yourself, General, and let me finish. The truth is not as you imagine it. You are all victims of a most ingenious ruse. A ruse conceived to eliminate the threat posed by Teleji Adeleji. 'Tis my belief that Teleji plotted the Sultana's assassination alone, but that Lolorito caught wind of his plot and exploited it to his own ends. He sought to manipulate you into eliminating Teleji for him, and you duly obliged. At one fell swoop, he removed his two foremost rivals, all the while remaining above suspicion.
God strike me down for a fool. But the Sultana, how can it be that she lives?
She lives because Lolorito willed it. Her own lady-in-waiting is but one of his many little birds. By her sleight of hand, the poison was switched for a less deadly draught before it could reach her mistress's lips.
Some manner of sedative, perchance, of a potency sufficient to induce a slumber like unto death.
Were I to guess, I would say Her Grace is being held somewhere, dreaming dreams of a brighter Uldar, even as we speak.
Oh, Nanamo. I will never forgive Lolorito for his part in this.
Though Lolorito's hands are far from clean, they did pluck Her Grace from the jaws of death. That must count for something. And though one may call the man's methods into question, it cannot be denied that he knows the value of stability, to the very gill, like as not. He craves power, 'tis true, but he has no desire to depose the Sultana. I had never taken sides in your feud with the monetarists, but it was not for want of concern for our nation's welfare. Indeed, 'twas out of the desire to see order restored that I furnished your Far Eastern friends with information, and arranged this gathering. I hope you are ready to work, General, for there is much work to be done. Our first priority must be to bring matters back into balance. Lest you forget Her Grace's words, the true wealth of Uldar lies in the health, happiness, and hopes of her people. As for the more worldly kind of wealth, I am content to let Lolorito help himself to whatever Teleji Adeleji left behind. You, meanwhile, must do that which you alone can do. Rescue Her Grace, and take your place at her side once more, for her sake and that of our nation.
This episode's already kind of long, so I think I'm gonna end it off over here. Hope you enjoyed this episode of just I was playing Final Fantasy XIV. Next episode, we're gonna go and continue the story while I'm yawning. Goodbye.